The Expanse pack has been updated. I have the HX Stomp XL right here to show it to you. I'm gonna let you hear what it sounds like and what you get in this latest update. Brand new preset, HWL Marshall TB, which stands for Top Boost because of the IR. I made a custom IR called HWL Top Boost. What it is it's all the sweetness in the mids and in the bass without some of that sound that you don't want for muddiness, to help you stand out in the mix, to help me stand out in the mix with this guitar in particular. The Reverend here, HSH. I get a lot of questions about this guitar. Absolutely love it. It's not new. You know, I've had it on the channel forever. So if you've been around, you know. But a lot of new people have asked. And yes, it has the Stets Bar Pro 2. I don't have the little wiggle stick. It's over there in the thing. Bass contour knob. Get a lot of good sounds with this. We might also hear the Reverend. No, that's the Reverend. Revolta and the Telly. And I'm going to let you hear what it sounds like. The new update to the Expanse pack. Jimmy, what is the Expanse pack? You've said that word a couple times now. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, let me tell you. It's an ever-growing collection of presets for all the Helix and Pod Go, HX Effects, HX Stomp XL, Helix. One day, the Stadium, whenever that comes out. You pay once, you get updates for life. And you get a community, and it's awesome. There's tons of presets in there. Somebody said the other day, they're like, Jimmy, you should really advertise like how many presets you get with this. He said, I thought I was going to get a handful. He was blown away by how many are in there, and they're all really good. A lot of like good sounds to get you going this Sunday. There's also some experimental stuff in there, some pads, a lot of cool stuff. The pads do not work with the Pod Go though. There are some people who purchase it and they're like, hey, where are those pads at? And I'm like, well, you have to have a double parallel path. You don't have that with the Pod Go. So you don't get the pads with the Pod Go Expanse pack. If you could, you would, but you can't. So we shan't. Anyways, let's dig in. Let's hear what this sounds like. I want to say this new IR sounds really good in a mix for my guitars, but it's just a tool. It's another tool in the toolbox. And so I'm going to let you hear some other, IRs, custom IRs that are in the Expanse pack, just a handful of them, just so you can hear what the different frequencies are doing and choose which one sounds best with your guitar. Yeah. So let's dig in. All right, here's the preset with all the effects off. I am on the neck pickup. Bridge. I love it. It just sounds so huge. So let me let you hear some of the different IRs that we could be using. This is the HWL Dynamic Tilt. It elevates some of like just the highs and cuts some of the low frequencies. This one works really well with my Revolta. This is the Ribbon Tilt. A little more full, a little more dull. Works really well with single coils like my Telly. This one also works good with the Telly and some single coils. It says mid live. It has a nice warm mid push that sometimes I'm looking for. And then top boost. forgot to say what was my inspiration for making this IR in the first place. If you guys have been watching any of my videos, I'm in the middle of like a pedal board build where I'm trying to build a pedal board that will mimic everything a Helix can do, but in pedal form. And one of the things I like doing is putting an EQ at the end of the chain. And so I have the Boss EQ200. And I've had some troubles with it. You can go watch those videos. But one of the things I love is that I can shape the EQ on the way out if I need to. I can, it's not like it's here, but I can click on and add, you know, just some special EQ or maybe an overall boost without sending more gain into the tone X's. Anyways, that's what I'm doing with it. And this IR is to mimic one of my favorite settings on the EQ200. So that's the inspiration. I forgot to say that. And it's just kind of this nice polished sound that I really love. All right, let's put on some delay and reverb. Well, let's just see. This is how the preset comes. Oh yeah, you can see the foot switches. The verb can be always on if you like to keep it in 4. You know, sometimes I like to keep it in 4 foot switch mode like this, and just go preset or snapshot up and down. So that's how it's set up for you. I have a 3 dB boost that's hooked to the verb, so it'll only work if the verb is on. You can move that if you want, but it's just the last effect in the chain. And I like to do that sometimes. You could do it on the output block, but I like to save that for a final adjustment in case they're like, hey, you're way too hot. I can just, you know, take 20 dB off if I need to, or add up to 20 dB. So anyways, that's why I like to not program anything for the output level. But anyways, so that's what that is. Here's what it sounds like when you just open up the preset. I like to save the 3 dB boost for like finger picking stuff, because even though I have my compressor on, sometimes you just need, you know, extra sound. guitars. All right, let's see which IR sounds best with this Revolta. I'm gonna start here. This guitar already has more output, so I mean, it sounds like I have a drive on. I would probably just go to the Brit trim and turn it down a bit. Again, this is the one I would use for my, although that sounds pretty good. I would use that with my telly. Just has really good bite to it. For funsies, let's try the telly. All right, got my telly, but I don't have a strap because my son Jude is borrowing it for his little guitar. Here we go. Here's telly. Sounds pretty good. I like the mid on this one too. Now, when you're hearing IRs back to back, you get used to one sound and you hear another one. You can go back and forth. It's, you know, we're never being in a live situation, but I like this sound too. All right, let's go off of it, come back. Here's the... Anyways, that's what that sounds like. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you're in the market to get some nice presets for this Sunday, check out the Expanse pack linked down below. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.